Welcome all you Plus 2 comedy modifiers to another episode of the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast. I'm your host as always, TV's Noah Houlihan, and before we get to our fantastic episode with Matt Shell, I gotta tell you about some upcoming shows. October 28th, we will be at South Jersey Geek Fest for Cosplay Pro Wrestling. Yes, come see all of your favorite cosplay pro wrestlers in Woodbury at the Woodbury Community Center. For more information, please check out sjgeekfest.com. Also, that same weekend, that's October 27th through the 19th, not the 19th, October 27th through the 29th, we are going to be at GameCon. GameCon is at the Tropicana Casino and Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. We'll be doing stand-up comedy along with hosting the Crystal Awards. So please check that out. For more information, you can go to GameCon.com. We're also happy to announce that we are returning after a long hiatus to the Geeky Kink event. Yes, that is November 10th through the 12th at the Radisson in Piscataway, New Jersey. We will be doing stand-up comedy Beyond the Tentacle and Game the Gamer After Dark. This is a plus 18 convention, so please, if you are old enough, head on over to thegeekykinkevent.com for more information. And now, without any further ado, take it away.
Who's ready for a podcast?
I don't think anyone's ready. You're just going to start anyway.
Those passive-aggressive cheerleaders from like every 90s cartoon.
Mm-hmm. We hire them specifically.
Yeah. Who's here to do other things currently being annoyed by a podcast?
Nice. Still same enthusiasts.
It's the same. Yeah, we hired the same people.
Yeah.
This is the Plus
They're
2
here
Comedy
for the hour.
Podcast coming to you live from Gamers Vault. That's 175 Route 70 in Medford, New Jersey. I'm your host, as always, TV's Noah Houlihan, joined by the heifer to my Rocco, Mr. Will Liam. How you doing, Will?
I'm itchy.
Itchy?
Mm-hmm.
Itchy?
Yeah.
Why?
I have been doing a lot of yard work out in the woods lately, and
Yeah.
I've been in a perpetual state of itchiness.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I thought I'd share.
Congratulations on your
now we have
itchiness.
cameras so you guys can actually see me scratching, and that's gross.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn you up a little
Thank
bit
you.
because you're actually a little bit quiet.
So you can hear the scratches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our guest this week is a singer, actor, and stand-up comedian. He also toured with Plus 2 Comedy once upon a time.
I did.
Please give it up for Matt Shell.
Thank you. Man, the enthusiasm.
Yeah,
Like, it knocks
yeah.
you over.
The room, it's electric.
Whew.
I'm gonna turn you up a little bit
to be
as well.
here. Thanks for having me. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks
it.
so much for coming on. I greatly
man.
appreciate it. Now, we like to start with an icebreaker question.
Okay.
This was sent by Modifier Will.
Oh, man.
Do we have to keep up this facade?
I wonder if I'll ever meet him.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just
It
a
was fine until that
stranger
part.
in-
Will wanted to know if you had any disgusting eating habits.
Oh, man.
This was a discussion we were having before the show started.
It's
and-
it's a confession.
Yeah.
These are several confessions.
Yeah.
I
These
love
are my confessions.
condiments, dips. I love a
Oh,
good.
this is expanding beyond what we had discussed.
Because it leads into it. My
'Cause I love a dipping sauce.
love a good dipping sauce. It goes farther. It turns into like a passion, then an obsession. Like we were talking about the
Seem to
wings.
have an addictive personality.
I can't stop sometimes. I'm indulgent. You know what I mean? You get started on something. So I love ranch dressing.
Yeah.
And good ranch dressing is, it's good stuff. You know what I mean? Like I was saying from Denny's, when they mix it up and it's cold and it's thick, it's just good stuff. Now I was saying, you get a
Think
nice.
they're making their own ranch dressing at Denny's?
I think they're mixing something to make it. Either way, they got it back there.
They certainly have ranch dressing.
In my
point.
mind, as good as it is, it could be a genie back there just whipping it up, like he's wishing for more out here. And then they bring me the bomb ranch. I could drink that stuff with a straw, and especially
and this is
after
what we got
Huh?
to is
it's when you get the wing sauce in there. You get the wing sauce in there, and you've done your wings, but you got this bowl of amalgamated sauce and ranch, and it's swirling and it's looking at you. When you're looking back at it, you're like, well, I'm not letting this get thrown in the sink. So you just
shots of
take a
ranch
quick shot
dressing
of it,
is what?
It harkens back to licking the plate. Remember when we used to lick the plate? You'd have some spaghetti. It was so good. You pick that plate up, cover your whole face in
You're
plate.
licking pasta sauce?
Well, I used to. And then I stopped for a while. And then, after my 20s, I started, I guess during my 20s, I started licking bowls and stuff again,
Okay.
licking
All right.
ranch. Ranch, mustard, brown mustard. Oh my goodness. I'm only eating
Wait.
hot
do you just
dogs
not
to
have-
deliver mustard. You know what I
Do
mean?
you know there's like water and juices you could hydrate your
Yeah.
Ah, why waste it? They sell this stuff in the store. You can go get you a little thing of mustard, you know what I'm saying? And put as much as you want on your hot dog. It's great. When you're not at the, when no one's charging you for it.
All right.
Just load it up, man. I don't even need the hot dog usually. I just it's just sort of a formality.
Yeah, otherwise you're a
Then it's a
monster.
problem,
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. I just like
All
my
right. So condiments are your weakness.
condiments are my
He-
weakness.
drinking ranch dressing is his weakness.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what started this.
Will, do you have a confession you'd
Well,
like to
I
share?
felt Matt was opening up, so I would open up. And when you get a steak and you
Yeah.
get, like that strip of fat and you cut it off.
Yeah, and you don't eat it.
Yeah, you should.
Well-
but then sometimes you're looking at it and you're like, I bet that tastes great. And sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Well, the phrase "chew the fat" comes from when people would have steaks. They would actually cut the fat off, and then they would invite guests over, and you'd just kind of gnaw on the fatty part.
Yeah.
That's why "chew the fat" came to be a term for gossiping.
Yeah. So I'm just a classy person.
Yeah, you're very
Oh,
classy.
man.
You're not disgusting like drinking
No,
ranch
no,
dressing
not
or
some
anything like
fat
that.
eating.
Well, that's where the phrase drinking ranch dressing comes from.
Oh man, he
Demeanor-
drank
gross
the
person.
ranch.
So disgusting.
This guy's over here drinking the ranch.
Yeah. I'm a real picky eater, so I don't have a lot of like disgusting eating habits that I can think of. I think my big one is I like to mix ketchup and tartar sauce. Like if
You
I-
like to tartar sauce, not cocktail sauce. Always
Not
say that was
cocktail
your-
sauce.
Uh-huh.
That would just be mixing ketchup and
With
mostly
other ketchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if I get the fish and chips, like those two things are just getting mixed together
See,
into
that
one.
seems
It's
reasonable.
a mild, yeah.
Just
It
make
just
your
depends
own.
on what you do with them afterwards. Are you dipping the fish or are you just drinking the stuff?
Yeah, we've established you're disgusting.
Yeah, I don't swill it down after.
No, you don't know what you're missing, man. Especially
and-
once you start getting the crumbs in there and stuff. It's like chunky orange juice.
I don't know about that.
Or pulpy,
The only
that wasn't the word.
the only other thing I can think of is those wax bottles candies. You bite the cap off
Grossest
and then
of
you drink
candies.
it. I used to just eat those.
Wax and all.
Yeah, and you just chew the wax like
You
gum.
spit it out though, right?
Well, now we're opening up. Now ranch smoothies aren't so well, man,
No, you're
I
still
shouldn't have said
disgusting, but
smoothie.
Noah has a wax ball in his GI tract.
I'm sure I passed it eventually.
I'm not sure you have.
I ate some fire
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah,
to
that'll
kind
clear
of
it.
like flush that out.
Just to
so,
melt it.
Yeah. So if nothing else, it's coated my insides now.
Now
so
you're
So
immortal.
you can handle spicy food.
yeah, like it's fine. It hurts the tongue, but it
But
hits
on
the
the
belly
exit.
and it's fine. So.
Man.
I think the ice is sufficiently broken.
Oh yeah, we broke it.
So Matt, you're doing a Woodstock show.
Yes.
No, Woodstock was still happening.
Oh yeah, man. Well, nowadays people just celebrate the thing itself.
Okay.
Right.
Woodstock, we're coming up on I think the 50th or 51st anniversary.
That sounds wrong. No,
Something
wait.
like that, maybe.
It was 63, I thought.
I don't do math in public.
Research department.
Yeah.
Research department has another job to do tonight.
The enthusiasts are.
When was Woodstock? 69. All right.
Ooh, that's
Or
the,
1995.
That was
That's
the.
That's
Well-
the one with the fires.
I was gonna say that's year the funk died, but not 1994.
Oh.
Well, there's been a total of 3 Woodstocks, I believe.
Well, I think we're going back to the 60s. We're going back
Okay,
to number
good.
1. And
You're not doing the one that Limp Bizkit performed at?
No. We want to keep it like classic. Here's the
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
It's
Nice. Yeah, we have cameras now.
it's in Stratford Township, Stratford Township Arts Center.
Is that where the first Woodstock was?
It was a little farther north from this one, but
Okay.
they, brand new place.
I'm confused by
Well,
what
from 2005.
you're doing.
Well, I'm going to be singing. I'm going to be singing some Jimi Hendrix, Otis Redding, Richie Havens. We got a score of good performers. People, everyone's coming off tour from something. They're all going to be singing. We got some Janis Joplin chicks going to be singing. There's this one chick that sings like on par with Aretha Franklin. I mean, I think her name was Ali Gleason. Look her up. I mean, because she's amazing. But I mean, and there's the band that's going to be there. Tours all over the beach bars. They're all up and down New Jersey. We got 2 guests. We got a guest on each night. It's September 15th and 16th. Different guest star each night. Guest pianists. They're going to be doing their thing. It's going to be a cool show. I'm going to be doing some singing.
You're going to be doing some singing?
I'm going to be doing some singing. You know.
This isn't how they spelled it. This is different, right?
I think they left the K off for savings.
I thought.
Was there a K?
They charged by
Or
the
an
letter.
O. It should have been an O involved.
Yeah, I think
This
it's
is Woodstack.
Yeah,
It's
this looks
Woodstack.
like the year after Woodstock in like 1970. Some guy's like, nah, come on down to Woodstack.
It's going to be way better. You know. This was a town over.
Get
They
your
printed up the wrong
tie-dyes,
flyers.
Your beads.
Oh, nah,
we
you
got
want
mud.
Woodstack.
You can roll
Yeah,
in
you
the mud.
guys love mud.
You're going to love this. $20 for adults, 15 for students. Come on out. You know, check us out.
Students of what?
Yeah, I find myself a student of life.
Students of Earth, you know what I mean?
Lifelong student.
Exactly. We're all learning still. If you
So
could just prove
$15
it.
for me? Is that
Yeah,
enough
of
to
course.
justify?
Well, you know, I don't make the rules. So,
Well, how am I going to prove I'm a student?
I think that's for you to prove, man.
Okay,
You know,
all right.
I'm in the show. I don't have to. I don't have to answer these questions. You know, if I was sneaking in, I guess I would just wear all black, trying to look like a stagehand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I know that
always
move.
good.
I knew that
I
move.
mean, you know.
I have
Name
an-
some other ways to sneak into your show.
Yeah, please.
Well, I guess you could hide in one of my suitcases.
All right, cool. You got a lot of those?
Hide in a duffel bag. You could sneak in on like a food service cart
All right.
if
Yeah,
the serving is
classic.
big enough. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I don't
Cool.
know. Anything outside of teleporting and dimensional travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Do you
what I
think
mean?
if I got a large trench coat and got on top of Will's shoulders?
A
That
very
classic.
tall
All right,
man
cool.
Oh yeah,
that
but
only wants to pay for one ticket.
Yeah.
no
Yes.
one is turning away that guy. He would be huge.
All right, cool. All right,
Come on in,
good
sir.
Stuff. Some good stuff.
Ooh, what if we did like a Burning Man Trojan horse? No, wait. This is gonna end bad.
Yeah,
don't. I've been meaning to ask you because we went to college together.
Yes. Yes,
and-
true
and
story.
You graduated with a theater degree, correct?
Well, I graduated with a theater degree. Yeah, sure.
Quotation the whole thing.
That's how I describe. There's no part of it that shouldn't be in metaphor. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I stopped going. You know, I studied theater, and I go to alumni stuff. So, you know,
All right.
that's my thing. You know, stay in school, kids.
Okay.
No, you shouldn't have quotation to that one.
Oh yeah, stay in school, kids.
Because the last time I was at Stockton, I was buying tickets to Kesha.
Oh,
Kesha
snap.
was coming to Stockton.
Oh,
And they
shoot.
were like, "Are you an alumni?" I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Do you have your student ID?" I was like, "No."
Yeah,
Student
Why
ID.
would I have that? And they're like, "Can you check?" And I looked through my wallet, and in my wallet, I'll show you.
Oh
It's proof.
man.
I don't have a student ID, but I forgot that I had this. They gave me a wallet diploma,
Interesting.
and I was wondering if I was the only one that carried this around.
Yes. I didn't know they issued those to humans.
and I like that.
It's also really dirty.
And it's not like a plastic ID card. It's just like a really nice business card.
Well, I keep it with
Compliments.
this card that says I'm the Pope.
Oh,
and
nice.
And this picture of a ninja that I have
Well,
in my wallet.
Just
All
in
of
case
those
you
should
need
get
it.
you a 10% discount on your Kesha tickets.
Look, that'll get you the student price on the thing here. You know what I mean?
All right. I was a former student, so
Yes.
all right,
Yeah.
cool.
And it says Stockton College, not university, so it's like it's classic.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a Revenge of the
Retro.
Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, when Stockton College became Stockton University, they're like, it'll upgrade your diploma like that, and you'll have a university
+2.
diploma. I was like, what is it going to matter? Is anyone going to be like, Stockton College, university? Well, hello, welcome aboard.
Front of the line,
Yes.
sir.
You can go into the benefits room and pick out anything you want.
Save the seat for you.
So, Matt, we brought along to Nauticon when we did Nauticon.
yeah.
Was it? I think it was our first Nauticon we brought Matt.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that
Nau-
checks
Nauticon
out.
Wait,
won.
Was it?
Yeah.
I feel like y'all had memories of the place already. Unless it was like a Total Recall thing.
No, because that was the year that like they gave us the room on the beach, and I was just like,
Yes,
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 that
yes.
what are they doing?
On the
We
hook.
li-
of
today
Cape
we live
Cod,
like
man.
gods.
Yes.
Yes.
That was awesome.
And like, it was one of those situations where, like, we needed a third guy, and we didn't know who to
Anyone
ask.
would do. Standards were low.
Yeah, and
The door was open.
Well, me and Will were like, Matt has a lot of charisma. But at that time, I don't think you had done stand-up at all yet.
Maybe a total of 3 times.
3?
Yeah, and one of them wasn't really like stand-up. It was more like just
Hanging out?
It was like I think I was buying something, and the clerk asked me some questions.
And you just started doing bits?
Just started, went into
They're
routine.
like, what's the deal?
All right. Where do people get exact change? But yeah, my arms were tired.
So what was that like for you, just being thrown into the lion's den?
I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I was afraid that I didn't know what y'all expected from me.
Yeah.
I didn't know if y'all thought it was like, oh yeah, Matt, because he's so good, or if it was like, well, he's a third person. So in my head, I kept that the first one going just to put the pressure on a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once I got there, everybody was just chilling, drinking, lots of stuff for sale. Everybody was real cool and friendly. I'm like, oh, these are my people. I couldn't get enough of it.
How much of it do you remember?
We got there, and then we left. I remember the car ride.
Okay.
When I was awake.
It is long. Yeah, you were not awake for much
Oh,
of the
man.
car ride.
We
you were
had-
not awake for much of the trip.
I was young, man, because we had just had our first baby, and so sleep wasn't really on the menu anymore.
Right.
So I think it was basically just any time when I was outside of the house, my body was like, look, we're going to sleep now.
Yeah.
We'll just catch up with whatever when we get there.
Do you hear that baby crying? No. Then go to sleep.
Yes. Yeah, man. So I basically just kept clocking out.
Yeah.
Body wouldn't let me stay awake. But
And I know we discussed this recently, but we called. You told us not to knock on the door. You said call when you're out front.
Yes.
We called, and you left your home like you were fleeing prison.
Yeah, my memory is you coming out of a second-story window, like a suitcase comes out, and then you're down on a rope made out of sheets.
I had to get out of there as stealthy as possible. Once, because look, when there's a baby asleep in the house, your thoughts are loud. You gotta just ease out of there. I didn't want to wake anybody up. I didn't want any questions either. Wifey's good for asking questions. She has no sense of momentum whatsoever, or like whatever I'm involved in. I could be singing a song in the car and be really into it. And in the middle of the high note, she's asking me stuff about tomorrow. Like she needs to know right now. I couldn't have had that happen because then we would have been late to Nauticon
Okay. All right.
by like a day and a half.
Now, when you say like she was going to ask questions, do you mean like questions like, "Hey, did you remember to pack X?" or questions like, "Where are you going? When will you be back?"
Whose car is that? Where I just a little bit of all of it. Once you found out where and who I was going to
right?
eat with, yeah. I just told her like, listen, I'm going to be out early in the morning. I'm doing something with Noah and Will, and I'll see you.
Yeah, and she didn't wake up when you were asking.
Well,
her.
because I told her this when she was sleeping. Right. Hey, babe, I'm going to be outside of the house when you're Noah and Will.
See, even this bit sounds like you're going to be gone for a night.
Yeah, well,
we kidnapped you and took you out of state for a full weekend.
I like to keep her guessing. It keeps the relationship fresh. Keeps her wondering if I'm ever going to come back through that door,
Every
2
time.
days of running late, see you in 15.
Yeah.
Text every hour.
Hold on, I can't talk right now. Give me 1 second. You just keep prolonging it, pushing it back, And then when you finally get in touch with them, you got to be pissed at her. Why are you calling me so damn much? I am busy. Can we do this later? I don't even want to argue. Get you right off the phone is great. It's marriage. You got to give and take. It takes blood.
Yeah.
And love.
Before he left, he took a picture of himself in front of various places. It's like, just at the grocery store.
I would call her at 4 a.m, and when she picked up, I would just say, "It's okay, babe, I got it." Let her hang the phone back up. We have a house line.
I think I learned that from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, it's a great way to sneak back in, In the morning, you just hop right back in bed with your clothes on. When she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Babe, I'm just getting up early, trying to get a nice early start, Stay in bed, stay asleep. I'll see you Thursday."
Matt lives in a 1990s sitcom.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, I wish I had my studio audience with me.
Yeah.
I have to send them to various places. Like they're often at work waiting for me. You know?
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
they
mean?
cheer when you walk in.
Exactly. You know, I pause. The music goes and stuff. You know?
That's true. The studio audience has to get to locations ahead of time.
They gotta already be there.
The
You
scout,
know.
yeah.
You know. So if I'm in like a good situation at home, I'm just winging it by myself. No one's there to see me do all my crazy stuff. You know.
Just once during one of those like applause break entrances, I would love the character to break the fourth wall and be like, "Did you not think I was going to be on the show?"
I was in the title.
Yeah,
You know, I was going to be.
Yeah, it's called Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Like, Mr. Cooper's here.
There's no surprises here.
Now, do you remember doing the show? Like, how much of the show do you remember?
I remember doing the beginning of the show. I don't remember the show. I remember most of it.
Okay.
I don't remember much of what I said.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Which is a tendency.
Well, because I remember we gave you a joke
Yes.
that we tried to get you to tell.
I remember that.
Okay, do you remember what it was?
I don't remember the joke.
Okay.
It was something Pokemon, right?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Someone called me a nerd because I was wearing a Poke Walker, which is a thing you don't know what it is.
I didn't.
And
I don't.
And they were
look it up or
wearing a
anything.
Twilight shirt. And that's when I learned that people in glass houses shouldn't raise Geodudes. That's what you were
and
supposed
you
to
don't
say.
get it, but that's a very fun.
It's very clever. We
My
actually had marketing
heart
around that joke.
wanted to get it out so bad.
I could tell.
You know, and I think it was somewhere right in the middle. I started chewing over the words, and I was like, "Oh boy, get to the end of it."
Do you know what you said? Because
No.
it was great.
I don't remember it
You're
whatsoever.
like, this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, you got your Poke Walker on." I'm like, "Why do you gotta play me like that, Father Bill?"
Yeah, once I said
It
Poke
still
Walker,
worked.
the whole thing left my brain. I had to make a decision. It was like, okay, I can sit here for a few microseconds and try and recover,
No,
or I
you dipped out, and that was the best thing.
had to keep it going. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You did a great job, and now you do comedy semi-regularly. You're
I'm
coming up
getting-
to the tap room.
I love it there. Good group of people. Good. A lot of comics in the crowd, so you can feel safe to try stuff out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Always get some good laughs. Yeah, it's kind of whenever I can make it out, I'll make it out. You know.
Purely said, like an upcoming comic that's only been doing it for a little while.
Real hard
Because
worker.
no comic that's ever been doing it for like a year has ever said, "It's great, there's no audience. It's just comics."
Comics.
It's just comics.
No one's there, you know.
It's awesome.
Don't worry about talking to anybody. But sometimes some folk come out, try and get some some of my people to come out check me out and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
You always bring a few folks, which I greatly appreciate.
You know what I mean? Glad to do it. And I'm kind of gearing up. I'm gearing up for some somewhat big things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, for my level. So
Okay.
that
you care to reveal?
I don't know if I can. I can only allude to them because they're
All right.
officially unofficial, but they're not Facebook official. So I
Oh,
can't.
okay, which is the
quite-
official. Yeah, that's a notary now.
That's
is
when it's
Facebook.
real. Exactly.
Can you give us some hints?
Yeah, I'm.
It would be between 10, 15 minutes
Okay.
on what probably will be my biggest stage.
Okay.
Yeah. At
Right.
a very familiar venue. I am pushing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Will, do you want to make a guess? I think he's going to be on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. That's my guess.
Are you opening for us at Nauticon?
No. But
Not for you guys. Pulled some strings.
Something's in the works. Something's in the works. So I'm using not using, but I'm using these guys over at High Note to work the material. Gain up my time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so it's a good space for that.
Cool.
Yeah,
Way cool.
yeah.
So when things become official, let me know. and
Absolutely.
I'll be jealous.
And
Should
then
be
we
knowing-
can use you.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll use you right back.
I like the sound of that.
Yes.
We should be knowing fairly soon.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like within the before I post this,
Or
like can I
before
edit
the
this
end of
in?
the podcast?
Yeah.
You
tease?
What day is this? Maybe
So I
like
bet we could bully you into telling us
Yeah.
if we tried hard enough.
try. You could try. You might know like after Columbus Day.
What?
Yeah. Well,
I don't even know when that is.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
He was a racist.
Yeah.
Well,
You mean First Nations Day? I said that sarcastically, but I
do. It's also a thing I believe.
Yeah. Changing that
I just
name.
use joke voice for some reason.
where were we? Yeah. After Columbus Day or
All right.
First Nations Day.
Gotcha.
What's it
All
called?
right. So So Matt's
it, I
doing
think.
50.
Indians Awareness Day?
No, you don't.
No,
that's
no,
not
no,
the.
no.
Yeah.
That's not
What
it.
are you guys doing?
Oh.
I don't know.
Focusing on the wrong thing. All right, so Matt's going to be at the Borgata. That's what he said.
You know, whatever.
So we like to geek out on this show. And we do it with a segment called What You Watching, What You Reading, What You Playing, where we talk about what we're watching, what we're reading, what we're playing. Matt, you're new to the group.
Yes.
What have you been watching?
Oh, man. My latest addiction, and
You seem to have a lot of them.
oh my God, man, it's a tough existence when you have to fulfill so many things. It's Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man,
You're so late to this party.
I know.
But you're getting in just in time before season 2, which is
It's not,
important.
the wait isn't too long and it won't
Yeah.
burn off
Yeah,
on me. You know what I mean?
How far are you?
All the way.
Oh, you finished it.
Dude, it took like a Saturday afternoon.
Who's
I
your-
could not stop.
So-
There's
good.
a correct answer to this question. Who's your favorite character?
Oh, the black guy?
It's like black guy.
Midnight, what is it called? Frog face, Midnight, another kid. Yeah, Midnight, he's my guy. He was a little pushy in the beginning, but, he came around. And I was like that they didn't draw that out. They didn't have to keep ignoring obvious things. We went over right to it, like, look, I get it, you're psychic and stuff, and I was wrong. Let's tie it up under this bus. And he did. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I mean, the correct answer is Punchy McLaw Dog.
Punchy McLaw Dog.
The-
The sheriff?
the
Yeah.
sheriff.
Man. Yo, the sheriff.
He's the best.
He is, yo.
He took down like a team of special ops agents show up, and he fights them with his fists
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
and destroys them.
And I think it was like in the dark. He was tired.
Yeah, hung over.
I'm going to break in here and cut open that dead child.
Yeah,
I
man.
think 3 times their plan to discredit him is just to leave him with open alcohol soaked into it. And he's like, "This is my life. You think
wakes
this is
up.
gonna stop me?" He just
perfect.
walks to work, and the other cops are like, "Oh, he's in earlier than usual today."
Sheriff's hair. Put out your matches. Yeah, man. I couldn't get enough of it.
They threaten. They're like, "We're gonna overdose you on heroin."
Oh,
He's like,
yeah,
"You
man.
don't have enough heroin."
Couldn't afford it.
Would you
Yeah,
guys
man.
run out? Do I get to go to my supply?
Do you want mine?
Help
All right,
these guys out. Yeah,
Will-
man.
Will, I'm going to ask you to go to neutral face. Neutral face, please. Excellent. Neutral face. Matt, your thoughts on Barb?
On what?
Barb?
Barb.
Oh.
The mom?
Not the
No,
mom.
you. It's understandable that you don't know who this is.
Which one's Barb?
Her-
That's a good
the-
question.
the-
Her parents didn't know either.
Oh, yeah, Barb.
Yeah, that deservingly dead woman that no one misses
She got nominated for an Emmy
for dying.
for
I
Barb.
think maybe they were so happy she had died, they were going to reward the actress with an Emmy.
No one cared about Barb. No one cared about Barb. Even the one friend that had her back, when she found out she was dead, she was like,
Guess parties will be better now.
Barb, poor Barb, It hurts being the sound voice of reason in a show like that, She may as well have had a red
nagging
shirt.
voice of unpleasantness.
Oh, yeah, she was definitely a buzzkill.
Yeah.
They were like, no, we got to get rid of this. This
She
character's
died to a
ruining it.
monster an 8-year-old child dealt with, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's on her.
And the only one that didn't get like a saving, redemption shot, there was no bringing her back.
They were like, here's her rotted corpse.
She was deep in the further.
Don't you think she's coming back?
Oh, she's in season 2. I have hope. Justice for Barb.
Hey, man,
Hashtag.
maybe.
I hope they just cut back to her still rotting body.
With the leeches all through
Yeah,
her.
they're like, yep, still dead.
They drop a flower on it,
That's a
dies
good
as it
flower.
hits her. Yeah.
They're in the underground, like, who is that?
Looks like she used to drive that blue car.
Seems annoying.
Step right over her. Find the Russian spy.
All right, William, you watch anything good?
I finished The Defenders.
Okay.
Marvel's The Defenders.
All right, I have a lot of questions.
I half liked it.
Half liked it.
There
Then the other half was Iron Fist.
yeah, man. I didn't hate Iron Fist the show.
Okay.
There was a lot of elements I liked.
Yeah.
I admit that they're bad elements, but they're things that I like. It was like an old crappy kung fu movie.
Right.
They're not good movies, but I like them.
Gotcha.
And that's
Gotcha.
Fair
Iron
enough.
Fist. The end of it was terrible, but whatever. And then the Defenders rotates around the Hand. The villain's the Hand. I don't know.
I'm not familiar with the Hand,
They're a little bit in Daredevil. They're not really in Jessica Jones, which I know is your
which is
Marvel
my
show.
favorite. Yeah,
Oh man,
But the
Jessica Jones is my jam.
The
I haven't got
Hand's
into it. I haven't got into Defenders either.
Yeah, Daredevil 2 gets into the Hand, and it gets into their big thing is that they can bring people back from the dead using this
Okay.
stuff called the Substance.
Ooh.
And the crux of Defenders is the Hand has run out of the Substance, and they need to get more. The issue I have with that
I'm like, yeah, I think it's the same one I'm having.
is in Daredevil, you find out that Madame Gao has been using the Substance to make drugs to sell,
Oh,
just for money.
I thought that's what substance meant all along.
yeah.
No, it's like black. It's Dragon Bones. Spoiler alert. It doesn't
okay.
really ruin it. But yeah, it's ground up dragon bones. And she was just putting it in cocaine because I guess regular cocaine just wasn't doing it anymore.
Wasn't speedy enough,
Yeah.
man.
And then in Iron
Trying
Fist,
to kill Punchy McLog Dog. It was just-
in Iron Fist, they use it to bring back Harold Meacham, businessman Harold Meacham, which then the Hand didn't seem to be happy about. And then the next Marvel show, they're like, "Man, we have been real bad with this stuff." Hey, can you check the Substance? Do we still have a lot of it? Empty. Uh-oh.
Where'd the accountant go?
We died and we brought him back, and then Daredevil killed him again.
This keeps
Just
happening.
wasting substance on this guy.
You can't double bring them back. It's one of the weird rules.
Oh man.
You need double substance.
Well, oh, man. Because Faramir in Iron Fist just comes back on his own. Like, they substanced him once, and then his son kills him, and he just comes back. That does not happen to anyone else.
So I must ask.
Inconsistencies.
I must ask. I loved Jessica Jones.
Uh-huh.
I enjoyed Daredevil. I didn't watch Iron Fist. And I got about halfway through Luke Cage.
That's where it stops being good, so.
Oh.
Can I go to Can I
Not
watch
because I disagree,
Defenders?
but because I've been wanting to watch it.
What?
Will I have an issue watching Defenders?
Yeah, I don't think you'll like it.
Oh,
Knowing you.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it because Jessica Jones. Like, I
She's good in it. They
I
don't-
like Jessica Jones enough that if I have to watch Iron Fist to understand this show, I will. That's the information I need out of you right now.
You don't really need, because what Iron Fist establishes is that Iron Fist is the immortal Iron Fist, and Danny Rand will tell you that several times in episodes, so that you will not forget. He's annoying, and that comes back up. He's a lot of the other characters don't like him, and rightfully so.
Okay. All right. I might skip
I don't
right
think
to
you
the
need to
Defenders.
see
then.
Iron Fist.
All right, I might skip right to Defenders then.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Cool. I've been watching. I watched the American live-action remake of Death Note on Netflix.
I really want to see Death Note.
Oh, Death Note.
Anime.
Yes.
Netflix is begging me to watch it, but I haven't yet. Yeah.
I was disappointed that I thought it was going to be a series, and it turns out it's a 90-minute film.
Meh.
But that's fine because it's not great.
At least it ends.
It's tough. It's tough to do an adaptation of something that's based on rules. Because if you break a rule, it's going to be like, well, what the hell?
Yeah, then all bets are off.
And,
yeah.
My theory is it's beautifully directed. Like, the directing is really good. Like, one of the first things that happens to Light is he's in detention, and, like, this room starts getting destroyed, and the first thing that happens is a jar of marbles breaks. So it's kind of like him losing his marbles. I'm like, okay, I'm digging this. So the director of this is a diehard Death Note fan that loved this project and
That's who
gave
it
it his
should be.
all. The writer of this was someone whose niece really liked Death Note and kind of told the story at Thanksgiving, and he's like, I got it. Yeah.
He's totally like
Yeah.
Pokey Walker.
Yeah, all right, got it. Yeah, it's enough. And I honestly believe this would have been a decent movie if they didn't have the names of the characters from the anime. They were just like, this is another Death Note story.
Yeah, that's why I want to see it. From what I hear from some of my friends is that if it wasn't a Death Note movie, it would be a good horror movie.
I mean, I think it could have been a Death Note movie, but the fact that you're calling these characters Light and L,
Yeah,
you
these-
go in with
these white
adaptations.
kids.
Well, here's the thing. L's black.
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
And there's been this big, like, weird, like, I don't like it, but I don't want to sound racist thing on the.
Can we say
But-
it? You can say it.
And I was just like, okay,
thanks.
cool.
yeah, no. Cool.
And I was like, all right, colorblind casting, whatever. But it's not. It was done very purposely because it was supposed to symbolize chess. And for some reason, nobody's getting it. Because
I would have done that with clothing, not with skin color.
well, because Light actually has like white hair, and Elle wears all black. And literally, the first word he speaks to Light is, "I know it's you, but it's not checkmate yet, and I don't do soft check."
That's awesome.
And like I'm just online seeing people argue. I was like, "Is no one getting this? It's the most
Yeah.
obvious thing I've ever seen.
Hey,
it's
they laid it
clearly
out.
chess." Yeah. So they tried, and Willem Dafoe, awesome.
yeah,
It's
well,
worth
he's
it for
great in
Willem Dafoe.
everything.
So that's my review of it. It's worth watching, but like, it's weird because if you're a Death Note fan, you're going to be disappointed. If you're not a Death Note fan, I don't think you're going to understand it. Like you're missing key information.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's what I was watching. Matt, what have you been reading? You been reading anything good?
I have not been reading anything whatsoever.
Been listening to anything?
Yeah, we accept podcasts in this if people are struggling.
Think what I've been doing recently. No. The problem is a lot of that time is infiltrated with kid songs and
Gotcha.
such. You
Lot
know
of
what I
Raffi?
mean? Well, it's more like a lot of alphabet songs. It's Dave and Ava, if you're familiar with them.
No, I'm not
It's-
familiar with their
it's-
work.
You know what? It's upsetting because every version of a kid song that you hear is a different version from how you learned it.
Yeah.
You know, so the whole time I'm listening to it, like, no, they totally wouldn't do that. Like, I'm geeking out
Yeah.
on these kid songs. Like, you know, like if you really want to go back to the alphabet
Yeah.
song, you know, and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, you
This
can
is
line
not
up
what
the
you saw down
parallels.
by the bay where the
Exactly.
watermelons grow.
Just really upsets me. But yeah, you know, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, man, what is it up there?
There's a really good children's Bare Naked Ladies CD
Mm.
where they do the alphabet song, but they choose like very difficult words.
Nice.
Like P is for pterodactyl and pneumonia.
Yeah.
I recommend
Kind
it.
of like funk up the senses a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. Let's confuse them early.
I've been reading a lot of Disney books for bedtime.
Okay.
That's where I get a lot of my literature in.
Gold binder.
Yeah, little gold
Well,
books.
yes. We got Mickey and the Beanstalk.
Classic.
Now we got the Cinderella and the Snow Whites, and I'm reading them to my daughter.
Okay.
And I get to the parts where, you know, the chick's laying in the woods waiting on this guy to come kiss her. And I didn't want to read that part. Now, there was a part of me that
And
was
then
like,
she
you know,
gets better.
like, look, she wakes up. They don't get married right away. I always insert like they knew each other for several years, and then they moved in, and then after a while he asked her to marry her, and then they got married. None of this happily ever after.
Yeah.
Then they got married, and they turned into me and your mother.
See, I
they-
got
edit
it
it
she
for
pulls
today's-
like a
today's
gun
news.
out and puts it to his head and says ectogamma. And
never without my permission.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Good pull, Will.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
Proud of you. What have you been reading, Will?
I listening. Dan Carlin came out with a new hardcore history. Not his best work.
Well, can I just say that this is episode 191, and that question has surprised you 191 times?
I do it on purpose. This is a finely crafted response that I've developed to that question. I don't know why, but that's just what I've decided to do with it.
It was especially funny on the 191st time.
Had a special cadence.
But yeah, a new hardcore history podcast dropped.
Yeah.
It's about Caesar conquering Gaul, and I don't know, it's interesting, but
Not his best. He's phoning it in.
yeah, it felt phoned in. Maybe it's just because this is something I knew about, and a lot of times he'll cover stuff that I don't know a whole lot about, so it's like fascinating. But he's just like,
A lot of retread for you.
yeah, he's like, Caesar shows up. Spoiler alert: the Romans win.
Yeah.
Good night.
Day one, Rome is built,
Yada, yada, yada.
and then he fiddles, I think.
No, it's a different guy.
Oh.
It's a different guy. Yeah.
My bad. I didn't listen to the podcast.
Yeah, well, maybe you should.
I'll find it fascinating. I don't know
Yeah,
anything.
you'll learn you something.
So I've been reading. This is a weird one, but the script leaked for Half-Life 2 Episode 3. Because apparently the guy who was working on it left Valve, and it was kind of him being like, hey, they're not making this game, but I worked real hard on it. Here's what was going to happen.
Whoa.
Peace out. And, like, he changed the name so he couldn't get sued. It's like Borden Fradman or something. It's really weird. But it told a good story. It really ties in more and more to the Portal universe. Like, they were building something very nice. And it read as an ending. It wasn't a satisfying ending, but it was a Half-Life ending. Like, it fit for what they were going for.
Semi-conclusive, yeah.
Yeah.
Left you a little hungry.
Yeah. Because I felt that way about Bioshock Infinite, where it was just kind of like, this isn't a satisfying ending, but I'm feeling all the things. And it wasn't like we did it.
Yeah.
But it's like,
yeah.
Okay, that's what was happening all along. Yeah.
There goes 60 hours.
Yeah. But yeah, you can read it online, and like people have been like dissecting it, like, oh, this would have led to this type of level, and
Some
like
good old fan theories.
So yeah, there's some good stuff, but it looks like it's official that Half-Life 3 is dead.
Oh man.
So I just upset the room.
No, it's
right.
pairings, guys.
No one wanted to know.
Ooh.
They weren't ready.
So that was what I was reading. Matt, what are you playing?
Oh my God. It's a wonder that I'm
OMG.
even out of the house.
Yeah.
I've been almost can't get my hands off the sequel to Injustice.
Oh yeah.
I love that game. The
I
first
liked
game
the
was
first
great.
one. Yeah, I played the first
story
one a lot.
was amazing in the first one. Loved it. And they keep it going in the second one, but this time Brainiac's involved.
Gotcha.
He's coming to digitize everything. He wants the Kryptonians. Kara Zor-El lands on Earth. They solved the whole Supergirl thing. They're like, look, she was just in the Phantom Zone longer, so she's a teenager. She's a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, like fair enough. But the characters, they got everybody. Swamp Thing's involved.
Swamp Thing's in it?
Swamp Thing's in it, man. They're using like all those like fringe DC characters.
Well,
you know
he's
what I mean?
popular right now. He pals around with Constantine in the
Yes.
Dark Justice League or Justice League Shadow Justice League, something like that.
Swamp Thing is
Justice League Dark, yeah.
It's a DC
Thank you,
character.
Professor. Is he a playable character in?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. Avatar
Is
for the Earth.
Constantine?
I don't think so.
Okay,
but
'cause-
technically we don't know yet. There's I think they have left to like maybe like 3 or 4 characters to reveal.
Okay.
Yeah, slowly releasing them. Paid a fortune for that game, jeez.
Yeah.
Because I
I'll
just
buy the
missed.
complete version when it comes out.
You got it, because I bought the Ultimate Edition. You got to because you want
Yeah.
everything with everybody and all their skins.
Gotcha.
But I was ordering when it came out instead of ordering it at least the day before to get all the pre-order stuff that you're gonna have to pay out of the arms for. So I paid out.
Yeah.
At least it happened around my birthday, so I could just keep saying, "Babe, come on,
My
I didn't
birthday.
get anything else for my birthday." I was already up to like $200-300. That's just making up for last year,
Preposterous.
dude. The game. But then I bought a bunch of other stuff
it's
too. I
not-
got some new clothes and some slippers.
Because it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
$200 on
No,
Injustice.
no. I got some $75 slippers. I didn't, but man, I bet those would be some great slippers.
Because one of the most satisfying things for me in my game buying history was Star Wars Battlefront was doing bad because
Yeah.
it's a bad game.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It
if
is.
that was your one.
No, I loved like the original Battlefront and Battlefront 2, and so I thought this would be some echo. No, it's terrible. It's
No,
atrocious.
Man, they butchered
But-
it.
They messed it up bad.
They released the $60 game with $60 worth of DLC, so $120 that people paid for it. A month later, the game was doing so bad, they were selling that entire package for $30.
Oh,
And
man.
I felt so good buying that,
yeah.
knowing that someone spent $120 on it.
To be just as disappointed.
Yeah, and then that's how they got me. I was like, man, I'm out $30.
Yeah.
Yep, $30
About
disappointed.
20.
Could you imagine being $120 disappointed? That would be the worst.
Can't get my hands off this game, man. Love it. They got everything. It's like it's the cool thing about gaming now is that people our age are making the games now.
Yeah.
So a
We
lot
know
of
what
the
we
things that
wanted.
we really hated out of the old games are vanishing, You pause it, you see both players' move list. You don't have to go into another window to get to it, and I'm not looking at your moves list, messing up what I had planned or nothing. There's an auto mode, so you can work through different towers and achieve different things and fold some laundry. You don't have to get too sucked into the game.
So the game just plays itself?
The game will play itself. You have to set up your AI. You have to dime them with different armor and stuff like that, power them up, and almost like a card game.
Okay.
And then you pit your players against against them.
Why wouldn't it? Just seems like they could just give you that achievement rather
Instead of having
than
to actually watch the
fight.
fight.
You have to at least make the robot do it.
And it makes you have to hit A each time after each fight.
no.
So you can't just leave it and go to work, you know what I mean?
You got to get one of those birds.
Yeah, it just comes down.
Yeah, man. So I strongly recommend it. And it's not like you need to play the first one and play this one, but if you're playing any of them, play both of them.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
William, you playing anything good?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. Is it Code Words?
Oh yeah, code words where you give one person one word and then they have to try to guess.
Or your team, because we played with like teams of 4 or 5. Yeah,
That's a good game.
Yeah, it's classic. It's a lot of fun. You get to figure out who's on your weird brain wavelength.
Yes.
Which was a person I wasn't expecting when we were playing, and I was like, "Oh man, this guy's getting like."
Yeah.
I'm just saying like radish, and he's like, "Oh, you're talking about like this bird, like I am."
To clear it up a little bit.
Yeah, I am
a little in the dark, or do you know?
I'm a little in the dark. I want to know.
Basically, imagine there's 20 words in front of you, and I need you to say 5 of those words.
Okay.
I can give you a one-word clue.
Ah.
And so I might say something like, drink. And then I'll tell you how many words you should be able to get off of that clue. Yeah. So I'm going to be like, drink, 3. And then you'll look there and it's like, oh, there's water. There's milk.
Oh, gotcha.
But like all the words are like just like, some of them are just close enough that you're like,
naming a category won't quite cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's the tricky.
Yeah, because like, did by drink does he mean pond? I don't like. They're like going in.
Alcohol.
Like, does he mean thirst? Yeah, it's like yeah. So like, you kind of need to know your team, and like, it's one of those games you kind of have to sit on your hands because you're like, drink.
You can't be like Robin Hood.
Yeah,
and it's tough because then your teammates will be if playing with more than one person on your side, they'll be discussing it, and you're just like
drink. Because the other issue is the other team has 5 different words, and if you pick something from the other team, that's points for them.
Yeah.
So
man.
So
and you can score on your own.
There's one word that makes you lose the game in this version too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
death word.
Yeah, there's a landmine. So
man.
It's a tricky game, but I dig that game. It's something I've considered playing on the show.
Huh. That'd be fun. I'd be down for that.
And what's it called?
It's called Code Words.
Code Words.
Yes.
I'm in, man.
I have a long one, and I don't think we have time for a long one. So
no.
I think we're going to have to save it for next week.
No.
But we're going to play a game right now because we end all of our shows with a game. It's time for host versus guest versus audience. Woo. This week, we're putting him up again. I don't know why we still have him. But we got to get rid of
it for me.
Rick Grimes.
Oh, you want that Rick Grimes pop?
I want him.
What did you bring, Matt?
I brought a $25 Google Play card because Injustice also has a mobile game companion. And of course, the main currency you need to advance yourself is the rarest in the game. But with one of these babies, you're getting up there. So, I'm fighting for that money.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you could have just given up a crappy prize. And
forget about it.
Oh, all right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, and I can give away 2 pairs of tickets to
Woodstack.
Yeah.
Woodstack. All right.
Yeah,
wow.
man.
That's a lot of stuff.
Got some stuff here.
Yeah, we only brought a pop figure. Now, to play host versus guest versus audience, we need an audience member. But they need to bring a prize for us to win since we put up these fantastic prizes.
Damn straight.
What did you guys bring this week?
Oh.
They all just looked at us and shook their heads.
That enthusiasm again, man.
No. It's $25
whole
whole dollars to something.
Last week you had or 2 weeks ago you had floor garbage.
Yeah, we took the
Nice.
floor garbage.
Yeah,
You had to bring like any
more
snacks
garbage.
or something? Huh?
Snacks are... People are digging. Now we're begging.
Oh, man.
I'd like to think we're bullying.
We're bullying. Boy.
Got that laptop? You feeling sporty?
Uh-huh.
We got a pack of gum.
Nice.
Pack of gum
That's
is
a
perfect.
classic
Nice.
prize on
Yes.
the show.
Is that spearmint?
We've had
Not
guests
bad.
bring that.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Spearmint. All right.
Raise the
Guess
stakes.
what? Guess what? You're risking your gum. Get up.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to.
Risking your fresh breath and reputation. Think about it, really,
Turn your mic on and please introduce yourself.
I'm Katie.
Hi, Katie. Welcome back on the show. Appreciate you coming up here against your will. We're going to play. Oh, before we do that, Katie very soon will be competing because she was on an episode recently in the Nintendo World Championships, something that Matt took place in. Matt, you scored 100,780. That puts you on the high scoreboard in second place.
You're kidding, right?
This is the second time we've done it.
Oh.
You didn't have to tell him.
In my head, I was above like 500 people.
In your
But okay.
head, you still can
right.
be.
So technically, I'm last, huh?
Yeah, that's
Technically,
Okay,
you're
fair
last,
enough.
but like more people will come and play.
Yeah,
They'll be
and
here.
all.
Yeah, we'll
Just
see.
Push
And
that
they'll
score down.
Push
We'll
me
see.
right down the. I'll get to 500. 500th.
But you can check that out on the Plus 2 Comedy YouTube page.
Nice.
Now that I've talked about that, we're going to play Reddit Says. Matt, are you familiar with the hit website Reddit?
Yes.
I've gone on to ask Reddit. That was an unconfident yes. That was almost a lying yes.
It was the way to say yes, but I mean, I was familiar with Reddit maybe about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, so do you know about Ask Reddit? Where
I
you
think
can-
so.
Okay.
Like I did Reddit like way before it was cool.
Well, I went on to Ask Reddit, and I took one of their questions, and I have the top 10 most upvoted answers to their questions. This is going to work just like Family Feud. You want to give me one of the
Nice.
top 10 answers, upvoted answers on Reddit to these Ask Reddit questions, okay? Everyone will get a chance to answer every question. Will, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Royal T asks, what was hugely hyped, but flopped?
What's the
Don't you dare.
what's the Duke Nukem game that we all hated immediately?
Forever?
Yeah, Duke Nukem Forever.
Duke
I'm gonna
Nukem
go Duke
Forever.
Nukem Forever.
All right. Matt,
I'm gonna say Dawn of Justice.
Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, everyone kept calling it Yawn of Justice, and it hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
even remember.
See, Batman vs Superman.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
The Yawn
There's
of
parts of that
Justice.
movie I really liked.
See what I mean?
We'll talk about this after.
Internet didn't like it. Yeah.
Katie, what was hugely highly hyped, but flopped?
I feel like there was a movie that just came out that was like that, but
It's been a bad summer for movies, so most of them.
I don't know. I can't think right now. These games remind me how out of touch I am with everything.
Oh, me too. It could be an older thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. How recent are the questions? Do we know?
This question was asked in the last month, but I'll tell you that the
So
answers
I
are
was
not
wrong.
from the last month.
Oh,
Well, what's
okay.
something that disappointed you, Katie?
Say your son.
I have no son.
If that's the first answer.
No, I literally can't think.
Nothing's
so
disappointed you?
I don't experience very much. I'm very sheltered.
Fair enough.
No one expected anything of Emoji Movie, but that's the only thing I know that
Emoji
flopped.
movies? Emoji movies bad. There was a lot of hype behind it. That's fine. Number 10 was Google Plus.
Yeah.
Number 9 was Amazon Prime Day.
Really? I don't
Yeah.
remember it, so I guess.
Yeah, didn't do very well.
The really was like I didn't even know it was a day. Sorry.
Number 8 was Half-Life 3, which I think people were just upset.
Yeah.
Number 7 was Suicide Squad.
I was thinking so without. Yeah. Those are my
I
two.
should have known that one.
Number 6 is No Man's Sky. Yeah, No Man's Sky.
True.
Number 5 was opening of Al Capone's vault. Yeah. That's an old one. That's an old one, but it is one of my favorite things to bring up.
It's a,
Yeah.
it's a big one.
Number 4 is every winner of American Idol.
Wah, wah.
Number 3 was 3D televisions.
Yeah.
Nobody has a 3D TV these days.
I got one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I use it. I don't know. I thought there was just going to take off. Actually, we
How
got
he
it.
plays ranch shooter.
Oh man, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good one, but yeah, it's not worth the headache vision. After
Gotcha.
you take the glasses off for the next day and a half. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to readjust to it.
Yeah.
Well, you probably shouldn't be watching it for a day and a half straight.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I used to watch a lot of TV. It was another addiction.
Gotcha.
You know,
I don't know how you have time for this many addictions.
sipping
And
ranch.
children.
Yeah. Well, they get in the way. You know,
I would
of my
imagine.
indulgences. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough.
Number 2 is Mayweather versus Pacquiao.
Well,
Yeah.
Disappointing. And number 1 is the Segway. Remember when the Segway got debuted
yeah.
and they said it was going to reinvent the world?
Yeah. It was going to revolutionize walking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it has.
No, it hasn't.
The
No, it
only
hasn't.
people I've seen on Segways are like,
mall cops.
yeah, just cops. That's
Yeah.
literally it.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of YouTube Segway disasters.
Yeah,
They're always
yeah.
fun to watch.
Those
People
are good.
face planting or losing control, driving into a wall. It's always the person giving the safety instructions too.
Yeah. They don't know what they're doing.
You
So, Matt, we're going to start with you this time.
know? Okay.
Bella Bruce asks, what is the best thing to say to someone if you want to subtly mess with their head?
What, like negging? Like,
Yeah, to something like a little small thing. You want to just bother them, just poke at them, real subtly. What's the best thing?
It would be a response to a thing, but it would be saying, yeah, I think a lot of people are into that. Like that kind of
Okay, all right.
you know, that's
I think a lot of people are into that.
Oh yeah,
That's
a lot of
pretty
people
good.
like that. Yeah.
Okay. Katie, do you mess with a lot of people, Katie?
I do. That's why I can't believe I'm at a loss right now.
Or you just not want to give away your secrets?
That too.
Or you don't do it subliminally. You're like, I'm messing with you now.
Can you repeat the question?
What is the best thing to say to someone if you want to subtly mess with their head?
Trying to think of my best neg.
Yeah, what's your favorite neg?
uh,
So many to choose from.
Yep.
I think she's negging us right
Yeah,
now.
I think
Oh snap!
she's onto it. Yeah.
It's like a meta neg, you know?
there are no wheels turning.
Oh man.
All right, we'll pass to Will.
I'm going to go in a slightly different direction. I'm going to go with whispering, wake up.
Ooh.
I think that might mess with somebody.
Yeah.
That is a real good one. If you get a few friends together
Yeah.
to just walk by the same person, going, "Wake up, we miss you."
We love you, wake up.
That's a real good one.
That is. Oh.
Katie, any last minute answers?
Silent. You can say silence.
Crickets can mess with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Literally nothing.
Katie passes. Katie wants to give us gum. That's what's happening. All right, so the top 10, and I've been trying to work these into sentences with Will for a while, so I've been really subtly messing with him. Number 10 is anytime the boss comes over, say, don't let the boss see that. It's pretty good. Number 9 is, that looks good, if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is close enough, I
Yeah.
think. So
Yeah.
that is good for 2 points.
Yes.
Number 8 is, well, that's an interesting way to do that. Yeah. Number 7 is similar to Will's, but not quite close enough. It's to just walk up to someone and say, I think you should remember this.
Okay.
And then walking away. Going up to someone and saying sorry about yesterday with no contacts. When you meet someone for the first time, say, nice to see you again.
Ooh.
That's real bad.
Yeah, I don't like
that hurt
that.
my stomach a little.
I like that one.
Just thinking about it. After talking to someone for the first time, say, wow, everything I was told about you is true. During tennis, this is very specific.
Yeah.
During tennis, saying, so do you breathe out or breathe in when you serve? That kind of like making them overthink things that they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yep.
So, Will, what would you change about yourself besides the obvious?
Oh my god.
good
Oh,
one.
I hate that.
Yeah, that one's really bad. And number one, I really love this, is going up to someone and saying, hey, have you seen our toothbrush? That's a really good one. That's a really good one.
I don't feel bad about not answering now because I would not have gotten any of those.
Gotten any of those? Your negging is much higher level than that. All right, so final question. We'll start with Katie on this one. OXXO asks, what fact were you taught in school that has been disproven in your lifetime?
Oh, man.
Something you were taught in school.
I should not go first.
Do you want to pass?
One I learned recently. I don't know if I learned this in school or just from like riding in the car with my family, but like apparently it's not illegal to have the lights on in your car at night.
It's not?
Yeah.
I
There's so
always
much
thought it was.
Of that stuff, like, it's not
Yeah, they're just like, don't turn my car on, my light on. I don't know.
like driving without
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah.
That's not a thing, apparently.
I've heard that thing.
Huh.
Man. And the
All
light
right.
thing.
That's
I
an
think you
interesting
can
one.
just do anything you want in your car.
Yeah, I believe
right?
so.
It's
It,
just
you
space.
own it.
Yeah.
It's like international waters in there.
Yeah, do whatever you want. William, what's a fact that you were taught in school that has been disproven in your lifetime?
That Pluto was a planet.
Pluto was a planet.
Oh,
That's a
man.
good answer.
And it still is, but that answer might be on there. I don't
Gotcha.
Mhm.
agree with that decision.
I get you, yeah.
Science can't tell me what a planet is.
You know within your heart.
This is a democracy.
You know what I'm saying? Can we, like, discuss what Pluto
Free
will be?
market. Pluto is a planet.
The people have spoken. My fact,
What's your fact, Matt?
it's the whole Columbus thing.
The whole Columbus thing?
The whole Columbus thing. It was the,
Oh, I just saw
yeah.
that episode today of Adam Ruins Everything, where he tells you, like, Christopher Columbus was an idiot.
Yes.
He's never
But
been
we
to
still
America.
like getting off on that Monday, so we're going to continue to praise
That's
him
why
once a
it's
year.
First Nations
I don't get
Monday.
off on that
First
day. I don't
Nations.
care. We can erase him.
I've always wondered, like, who was Columbus before the Nina Pinta and Santa Maria?
Yeah, you know,
Like-
I don't know that he just was an Italian dude that rolled up to the Queen of Spain. Was
like,
like,
yo, I'm
can
gonna
I borrow 3 boats?
I'm thinking about a spice route to pick up some new spices, but I'll be back. I might not come back. we don't know what shape the earth is, you know.
I
so
think he had 5
I need
boats,
3
too, and he
Victorian
lost 2.
brigantines.
Did he have 5?
I think he had 5 and lost 2, yeah. See? We don't know
See?
anything about this
I
guy.
don't know.
And who were the other captains?
Yeah.
Who were and what boat was he on? You know, who did the Pinta
Yeah,
and
were
the
they
Santa
dumb
Maria?
too, or were they like sarcastic
wow.
and like
They're like,
mad
listen,
that
we're
they
going
got-
to Costa Rica. I hear there's a whole city of gold. But yeah, man,
Then they, of course, fell off the edge of the earth.
Yeah.
never came back.
Never came back. And we honor him. All right, top 10. Here we go.
I forgot what I said.
You need to learn math because you won't have a calculator with you at all times when you
Oh
get older.
that was classic.
Yeah, that's a lie. They burned people at the Salem witch trials.
Yeah,
Which is-
I was
it's
at
not
Salem
true.
this weekend,
They didn't burn people.
and I got yelled at for that.
They hung them.
Yeah.
Man, that's disappointing.
Yeah. You can catch STDs through hugs, which I don't remember ever being
No,
taught
I
in
didn't.
schools.
That's a different school.
But
Wait,
that's
say that one
definitely
again?
you can catch STDs through hugs.
Oh no, I never heard that one.
Yeah, that
I
does
thought you
sound
said eggs, so I was double like.
You can get eggs
How
through
about you
hugs.
said heads?
Yeah, if you give good hugs.
Hi,
give
where
you
are we
an
going
egg.
with that?
The importance of using a research card catalog
Oh man,
at a library.
yeah, I forgot about the car catalog.
Yes.
Dewey Decimal.
Tourniquets will lead to a loss of limb. I don't remember that.
They won't.
I remember hearing
I
that.
No, it's
learned
the-
that
they-
they're bad.
But like not like don't do a tourniquet, you'll lose your leg immediately.
More like a blood clot thing, I think.
yeah.
You, or like, because you use them for like snake bites, but they're like, nah, it's in there.
It's moving.
You're building it up. And
Like, if you cut off the circulation for too long, like.
Yeah, you
you're-
will lose
it's
a
just
limb.
gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't
I
know.
call
the
bonk on
only
that
use
answer.
of a tourniquet is to cut off your own leg in like a saw situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Number 5 is that there are a bunch of people that will pressure you into doing free drugs.
Yeah.
That's never happened.
No
Oh, yeah,
free
that-
drugs
yeah.
to be had.
Never. There's no kid in a leather jacket waiting around the
No.
corner who's going to force you to smoke some joint. It's not happening.
That never
Not
happens.
happening.
Number 4 is there are flavor sections of your tongue. Remember that?
Oh
I do
my
remember
God.
that.
Kinda.
It's like this part of your tongue's for salty stuff, and this
Yeah.
part is for sweet
The two
stuff.
sides are for sweet.
Yeah, not true. You need to learn cursive. I can't think of the last time I used cursive.
I miss cursive and like a sense of penmanship.
Really?
I've worked a lot of jobs where I've had to read what someone just handed to me, and it's appalling. And I was like, you knew I was going to have to
I
read
wish
this.
I could write well. I can't.
No.
See? Practice your
Just-
cursive.
Just type. No, just use print. Just yeah.
You can print, or you can just text each other.
Yeah.
Why are we? What are we cursiving here?
It was hard to read when everyone was doing it. Like,
Cursive was very stylized. You know,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
cursive could have been very different from what everyone else's. You know, and mine
yeah,
was more like,
it's no good.
like Declaration of Independence style.
Yeah. Number 2 is the internet is not a reliable source.
Yeah, that sure
And-
changed.
Yep. And number 1 is the food pyramid. Remember the food pyramid?
I do remember the food pyramid.
I still believe in the food pyramid.
Well, you're wrong. You're worshiping the wrong shape.
Oh, all right.
It's just more of
I,
like
I think it's a pie chart now. It used to just be squares. It used to be the 4 food groups.
yeah.
And then they were like, no, food pyramid.
I think
Yeah, but I
Mustafa
remember
from Lion King was like, no, it's a circle.
Yeah.
Food pyramid had a base of carbs, and I believe that's wrong.
Yes, it had the bread base. Yeah, you need to mostly
I
eat
think
bread.
big carb was funding the food pyramid.
Yeah, it said like have 4 to like 8 servings
8
of bread a
servings
day
of bread.
of grain.
And now there's
And
this
now
thing called
everyone's
celiac.
allergic to gluten. Who knew that would happen? But that means our winner with 2 points is Matt Shell. Give it up for Matt.
Thank
Or
you.
don't. It's
Thank
fine.
you.
Katie, thank you so much
Oh,
for coming
fair
up here.
enough.
Katie
Thank
fell
you for
asleep.
taking my gum.
Thanks for having it for me.
Thanks for coming every week so we can take your things.
I'd like to thank my
Yeah,
parents.
bring better stuff next time.
Matt, we super got to get out of here. Anything you want to plug?
Come to the show come to Woodstock.
Woodstack.
Stratford Township Art Center, September 15th and 16th. It's going to be a really good time. Come out, see the show, hear some music, party with us. That's the thing. Oh, and I do stand-up, too. You know what I mean?
Twitter?
I don't have a Twitter. You can follow
What?
me on Facebook. No, I do have a Twitter. It's
Why would you lie?
I plumb forgot about my Twitter. It's like one of them digital pets. I just kept forgetting about it. It's I am MDSIV.
Confusing.
A little bit.
Cool.
Well, because my gamer tag is MDSIV, Matthew David Shell the Fourth. That's
Okay.
my full government.
Gotcha.
So IV as in Roman numeral 4. I am as in, because
That's me.
the thing I
That's you
am.
right
And then MDSIV is the other part of it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Will, anything to add?
I think this is spelled wrong. As well as having high amounts of manganese. I think that's supposed to be manganese? Manganese? Okay. Which is important for antioxidant defense. Pineapples also contain high amounts of thiamine, a B vitamin that is involved in energy production. And this has been 2 quick facts about pineapples.
It's a warrior with a heart of gold.
Thank you, Will. Be sure to give us 5 stars on iTunes, 5 stars on Stitcher. Vote for us on podcastland.com. Make us the podcast of the month. Like, comment, and share on YouTube.
Yes. Nice.
Upcoming shows include on September 7th, we're going to have stand-up comedian Brad Trackman on the show. It'll be a fantastic show. On the 14th, we are going to have the host of Wrestle Rock Radio, Rich Connors, or Rick Feinberg, whatever name he wants to go by. And then on the 21st, we will have the host of the podcast, Peg Warmers, to talk about toys. It's going to be a fantastic time.
Nice.
Thank you guys so much for listening. And as always, we would like to thank Ben Affleck for making the show possible and keeping the
Thank
streets
you.
of Gotham City safe.
Amen.
This is the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast. Thank you guys so much.
You did it weird.